Good morning, students. Myself, Joel Daniel, your new English teacher. Hearty welcome to online live classes. Dear students, you know the situation nowadays. It's very difficult to have the physical classes as we had earlier. And here we are using almost all the teachers and all schools, institutions, all educational institutions are giving prime importance to online classes, live classes, video, audio, or all kinds of modules for learning. And our school also has decided to do the same, and we are here. I already sent the PDF. I think you might have received. I'm going to teach you the second chapter from the book, Your First Flight. This is your book. This is your book, First Flight. And the name of the second chapter is Nelson Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom. You know who is Nelson Mandela? Nelson Mandela is the first president of South Africa, who strived and struggled for obtaining the complete freedom for the people from the hands of British people. And how he suffered, or how he did all kinds of movements to get this freedom, or how he hardships he underwent to obtain his country's freedom. That is memorizing at the occasion when the country celebrates their freedom independence ceremony in South Africa. Now let us see, there is a particular word. First of all, I want to say a first word is called apartheid. That is in the chapter apartheid. It's a political system. What do you mean by apartheid? It's a system, a political system where the people are separated on the basis of their race, caste system. In a way we can say it is what is called apartheid. This apartheid, a political system where the people were categorized or separated on the basis of their color, on the basis of their race or tribe, or basing on the caste system. Such a thing existed very strictly existed in South Africa. And we can understand that how hard it is to live in such a country where the apartheid is practiced, where the total freedom is contained. So dear friends, I will just read the things about Mandela, how he becomes the first president of South Africa. Nelson Mandela, he has become South Africa's first black president after more than 3 centuries of white rule. Mr. Mandela's African National Congress, ANC is the short form of African National Congress. His party won 252 of 400 seats in the first democratic elections of South African history. So there is after the election, and he won from the ANC, or the South African National Congress Party. He got 252 out of 400 votes. And the inauguration ceremony, it is they plan to take it, celebrate it in the Union Buildings amphitheater. Amphitheater means there is an open theater where the programs were conducted in olden time. This amphitheater in Pretoria today, attended by politicians. So many politicians attended, dignitaries. Dignitary means important VIPs, important personalities from more than 140 countries around the world. So there is Nelson Mandela exclaims, never again will this beautiful land experience the oppression of one by another, said Nelson Mandela in his address. He was addressing the whole people, those who gathered there for the inaugural function. Then he said that never again will this beautiful land, this South Africa, he describes about his country, a beautiful land. He says that never again will this beautiful land experience the oppression. Oppression, OPPRESSION, oppression. It's not operation, it's oppression. Oppression means one taking, forcefully taking control over the other. So I take extraordinarily total control over other persons and I decide what the other must do. This condition is very difficult to digest. We don't like such a condition. We need freedom, whether it is a student or kids or parents or elderly people or teachers, school, authority, whatever be. Everybody wants freedom. If there is no freedom, whatever you have got, without freedom, you will not be satisfied. Nobody will be satisfied. That is the beauty or sweetness of freedom. And here he is giving a warning, or we can say he is giving a notification to all people around 140 countries, the dignitaries, politicians, people, they all were there, and he is giving to them a warning. It can be a warning like that, or a kind of a declaration that never again will this beautiful land, that means my country, never becomes oppressed by anybody else. And he is saying that one by another. Sir Nelson Mandela in his address is addressing the people. Jubilant scenes on the streets of Pretoria followed the ceremony with the blacks, whites and colored celebrating together. So many people, different white people, black people, or other brown people, different colored people, different types of races, tribes, or caste, different caste people come together in order to celebrate the independence, first independence ceremony in South Africa. Now, more than 1 lakh South African men, women and children, all of all races sang and danced with joy. Joy means happiness. So they all were in extreme happy and they were enjoying. This is the introduction to the chapter. Now I will read the chapter first. And by the way, there is an activity on page number 17. I have already mentioned about the homework. This is match the following. There are six phrases are there along with its meaning. What you have to do is that you just read it out and try to understand. Make a copy, okay? In your notebook copy, please write it down, copy it down. First copy it down, then just you draw the lines, match the following. So you try to understand. It is better avoid copying from others, or don't go with your friends and discuss. It's okay possible, but at the same time maximum try to do by yourself. That is better. So what you have to do, you have to just read the for example, a rainbow gathering of different colors and nations. What is the meaning? It's a possible meanings are given in the right side, okay, that you can just match the following. That is your homework for today. Now let me start with the chapter. 10th May dawned bright and clear. Dawn means started, the day started, okay. Then for the past few days I had been pleasantly besieged by means to be surrounded by closely by so many people. So for the past, this is the autobiography of Nelson Mandela. He just shares his views about the independence celebrations that for the first time conducted in South Africa. And he is saying that I have been pleasantly, very happily. Pleasantly means happily. Some students or some people pronounce it pleasantly. It's not pleasantly, but to say pleasantly. Okay, pleasantly besieged by. Besieged my surrounded, so many people surrounded around me, and surrounded by dignitaries. Dignitaries, I explained. What do you mean by dignitary? The special or important personalities of different countries. Dignitaries and world leaders who were coming to pay their respects before the inauguration. So it is a custom that once he is announced as the winner, or he is the president of South Africa, the different country politicians and leaders, they used to come and wish him personally, meet him and wish him all the best for his further or the future Have you seen rainbow? It's very beautiful to see in the sky. The rainbow is shining with the multicolors. Same way, different colors of people, those are coming together to celebrate the installation ceremony of Nelson Mandela as the first president of South Africa. Now, on that lovely autumn day, I was accompanied by my daughter Zenai. So he says that he is coming, coming together, okay, coming side by side, accompanied by my daughter Sanani. What is the name of his daughter? Zenani, Zeni. Now on the podium, Mr. De Klerk was the first sworn and second as the second deputy president. So first who came, Mr. De Klerk. He took pledge. He did the oath taking ceremony, and he took the charge of second deputy president. Then Thabo Mbeki was sworn in as first deputy president. When it was my turn, I pledged to obey and uphold the Constitution and devote myself to the well-being of Republic and its people. Now the third turn for Nelson Mandela to take an oath that he will give predominance to country and he will just uphold the Constitution for the upbuilding or for the development of the country. And he took the oath. And to the assembled guests and the watching world, he said, now how he is going to addressing the people. Let's see. Today, all of us do, by our presence here, confer glory and hope to newborn liberty. Newborn liberty means they got the freedom just now. So far, they have been under the cluster of British men. Now, he says that out of the experience of an extraordinary human disaster, it's a human disaster. Actually, you might have seen some movies, Hollywood movies, or you might have read some novels or stories about the suppression of black people in South Africa. It is very painful. There are so many movies. Later I will give you some links of the movies that will help you to understand the painful situation that the black people underwent before their independence. Now, out of the experience of an extraordinary human disaster that lasted too long, their human disaster, it's not simply taking away the freedom from the life, but it is actually the human disaster. Disaster means it's a total destruction. The human consideration was not there, no human respect was given to the people. They were considered as slaves, they were considered as animals. Animals have no freedom to ask questions to their master. Whatever they have been asked to do, they have to do the same way that men were treated in South Africa. So he is saying that it's an extraordinary means unusual. It is not a usual thing, it's an unusual way of destroying the human dignity and human personality. And they must be born a society of which all humanity will be proud. Now he says that our newborn liberty of South Africa, it is going to be a new world. It's going to be a new country where people are respected, where people are treated equally. There is no difference on the basis of color, caste, or rich or poor. There is no differences there. We who were outlaws not so long ago have today been given the rare privilege to be host to the nations of the world on our own soil. He says about the Africans, we were outlaws. Outlaws means we didn't have any particular laws because we were not considered as human beings. If we are human beings, surely we have to follow certain constitutional laws, regulations and all. But there is nothing. So we were outlaws. We were out of the area of laws. We have no special laws. We were treated as animals or slaves. And but have today been given the rare privilege to be host to the nations of the world on our soil. But now we got the rare privilege to invite the people from all over the countries to our country for such a beautiful occasion. And now we thank all of our world distinguished international guests for having come to take possession with the people of our country of what is after all a common victory for justice, for peace, for human dignity. This is that I welcome all people and I thank all people, all our distinguished international guests, those who are around here, being seated here, and I thank them for coming to attend this program. Okay, and it's a common victory for justice. So where whoever says that there is no justice, but there is an assurance there is justice for people, because our success, our winning. And for peace, look at the South African soil that you enjoy the peace, and look at here how the people are dignified, or how the people are respected. Look at the South African soil, look at the South African land, so that you can see. And we have at last achieved our political emancipation. We have at least political emancipation. What's political emancipation? Emancipation means freedom from restriction. There is so much of restrictions. Now it is gone. Now there is no restriction for peace and we have at last achieved our political emancipation. Politically we are free. Now we can have our own elections. We can have our own ministers, our own cabinet, our own ruling system, our own constitution, everything that we are on self-standing. Then we have at last achieved our political emancipation. We pledge ourselves to liberate all our people from the continuing bondage of poverty. So we pledge, we say word that we give you word that ourselves to liberate to all our people. We are not going to liberate a certain number of people or a small amount of people, but no, we are going to liberate all our people from the continuing bondage of poverty. Poverty means it's a situation where scarcity of food. The people have no food, no water, and people die. They are dying of hunger. This situation is called poverty. Deprivation. What is deprivation? Deprivation or deprivation can say state of not having one's rightful benefits. What is allowed are not given. What we supposed to get it is already deprived. That is stopped. That is what is a deprivation. And suffering from different from mental suffering or physical suffering or any kind of tortures or suffering. And gender, there is a male female difference, variations, and other discrimination and whatnot. All kinds of problems are discriminations are there. He is rich, he is poor, he is female, he is male, female, or neutral gender, or whatever. There are so many kinds of discrimination. And never again shall it be that this beautiful land, the African soil land, will again experience the oppression of one by another. He says the same word. And the sun shall never set on so glorious a human achievement. In our country, the sun never sets. It means never we are going to experience the darkness of the dependence or darkness of non-independence. Now, let freedom reign. God bless Africa. And thus he stops his addressing or his talk with the dignitaries and people who were listening to him. So, my dear students, I think I don't know whether my lecture is okay or not. Anyway, for the first time that I came to talk to you. Today I don't take much, we have to plan it out. A lot of portions have to be covered. So for the next video I will be extending my video a little more. And if you are, I have a humble suggestion. You don't jump into the hasty generalization saying that you don't understand anything. Maybe because of first you just listen the video properly, and then if you have any queries or anything, you can just WhatsApp me, or you can call me, audio call or video call to me. 24 hours I am free. There is no issue. I can just attend your calls anytime, unless an emergency is there. Otherwise, I am there. And if there is any kind of word meaning, use your PDF and find out any difficult word. Please let me know. I will give you the word meaning. I think I already explained. Discrimination, I told you, it's a kind of being treated different manner. Discrimination, we are not no uniformity. That is that. Deprivation, I told you, it's a state of keeping people from getting from their rightful things. Okay, what the people are getting, they are supposed to get is avoided. Then emancipation, I told, is a freedom from restriction. Then again, I told you, I just explained, confer means to just give. Then besieged by means surrounded by. Then amphitheater is an open theater where there is no room. And once again I repeat, your homework is there. It's compulsory, but at the same time you don't take any tension. How much you can do, that much you do. If you don't know, no problem, remain. There is no issue, I will help you, no problem. Here actually I am here to help you, not to torture you, not to give you tension or tension. I know that the difficulties of the online classes. Sometimes you may not be able to catch up me properly, or my pronunciation will be there, or maybe speed. Sometimes I may go faster. It is up to you. Please stop me wherever I am going wrong. Please stop me and suggest me. I welcome all your suggestions regarding my class. So I think you will do the homework, and tomorrow I will the next class probably it will be online live classes. I will give you the link for your live class. I think I just downloaded Google Meet. If it is okay, if it is working, we will go for that one. Otherwise we will go for Zoom app. I don't know with regards Zoom app, I know, but I don't know whether our school is supporting. Let me see. Okay, so whatever is possible way that we will use maximum, and you have to pay attention to the classes and study very well. Best of luck. Thank you very much. God bless you.